gentlemen on the dais and fellow delegates, I have been given 5 minutes to discuss what my friend said occupies 98% of India. So I will try to do justice to it. Mr. Chandrasekhar and myself, we share two things, and we don't share one thing. We share the same batch of the IAS, and we share the optimism by training, though not by birth. Now, while on my way here, there was a gentleman who was accompanying me, Mr. Roy, I think it was, and he asked that, what do you think? Some kind of an IT revolution will come to India. And my instantaneous reply was that it definitely will. And I am a hopeless optimist that way. And why I say this, and again I would share with Mr. Chandrasekhar, is that we think we have the tendency, particularly those in the government, to think that we are the movers and we own the domain. But actually at the grassroots there is a tremendous demand. And I am from Bihar, and if you go to a small place, say Dulhin Bazaar, is a very, very small kasbah, you will find at least 8 to 10 computer institutes there. The Brilliant, the Star, the Oxford, and all kind of institutes are there, and all of them are doing a roaring business. Therefore, even if we don't take the lead, that kind of revolution is taking place at the grassroots levels. Now, what the Panchayati Raj is doing, apart from delaying the matters in a lighter vein, we have taken lead. The DIT is our elder brother. It has come out with a tremendous program. It's a very wide-reaching program, the NEGP, wherein they are providing about 100,000 service centers in the rural areas. And the Ministry of Panchayati Raj is working under that umbrella, and we have come out with our EPRI project, and we have circulated the EFC for that, and it will be going to the cabinet. A copy has also been sent to the DIT. Now, under that, what we have a very ambitious plan, that to each panchayat, we are going to provide one dedicated computer network. And for the NEGP, under the NEGP, that SWAN connectivity is there up to the block area. So the last post connectivity, so they say, will either be provided by us, or we are also thinking, Dr. Garola was supposed to have been here. Now, the NIC is looking into that, of putting VSATs in such places where that is not possible. And this program is going to be, we have also given the freedom to the states that if you want, you can adopt these service centers to provide. You can house these service centers in the panchayats, and they can provide the e-services. And you can pay them. From the grants that we give, you can pay them. Now, this is going to be, it looks very modest, and some people even may not believe in it. But I was long ago Director Land Reforms, and then we had come out. I had the occasion to draft the EFC memo for the computerization of land records program, and I found that it has grown tremendously. In the last 15 to 16 years, the program is not to be recognized. So, this has tremendous potentials of growth. The second thing which I want to tell you is that the states have already been taken, they have taken the lead. And for instance, Gujarat, the state of Gujarat has computerized almost all its panchayats. They have provided a dedicated network in all the panchayats. And so have the other states. Many other states have taken the lead in this. And they are doing it at their own. So they have not waited for us. They are doing it at their own. The third thing, and which is perhaps the most important thing, which I wanted to touch, is that what do you do with this program? If you just want to issue the caste certificates, or if you just want to issue the income certificate or things like that, then I suppose that's not a sufficient use of the program. Now, the total geographical area of the country is about 328 million hectares. And out of that, about 174 million hectares are under cultivation. And out of that, if you discount the current fallows and the old fallows, about 154 million hectares are under regular cultivation. And these are divided into about 600 million plots. Now, this in itself is a tremendous data. And till so far, for the last 200 years, the system of data management of the land, it was devised under the British colonial rule. And the most important objective of that management system was to facilitate the payment of rent, to facilitate the enhancement of rent, and to facilitate the payment of rent, and the entire land management system was attuned to that. But now that there have been so many changes in our, say, production relations, changes have been there, and changes have been there in our governance relations. So we need to have a complete relook at that. And in fact, I will be happy to inform you that the Interstate Council has already made a project on land information system. And I have had the opportunity to make a presentation of a paper at the World Map Forum, a seminar which was held a few months back. Now, in that land information system, I have argued for the following. One, I have argued that who should own this data? That is the prime question. Should it be the government who owns the data, or should it be the people who owns the data, who own the data, or should it be the computer companies or IT companies who will own the data? Till so far, the experiences, and all of you must have shared, that there is a person called Patwari or Karnam or Karmchari, by whatever nomenclature you call him, and he owns all that data, ties it in a red cloth, puts it under his arms, and he will take it to wherever he wants or he goes. And the question is that it is his. Now, it is some kind of a monopolized knowledge, and to share in that knowledge, he demands a cost. Now, that is, I would say, to my perception, that's highly internally colonizing form of data management. And therefore, under that system, we have envisaged that the ownership. Have I run short of my 5 minutes?
Please finish up. Take your time.
Okay.
A couple of minutes, please.
Okay. Thank you. Now, the ownership of that data should reside in the village community. Now that we have the panchayats, the ownership of data should reside in the village community. The second thing is that how do you create that data? Now, creation of that data, again, we have a survey system and which has got 6 stages. In one stage, you create the record. In other 5 stages, you correct the record. Therefore, it is based upon tremendous distrust. Now, what do you do if the records are created correctly in the first instance with a margin of error of 1 or 2%? Then you do not need to undertake all those 5 stages, just correcting the records, which is inefficiency imposing. Therefore, one of the systems of this, one of the features of this LIS is that the data will be created and owned at the village level. The third feature is that this is not just the land data, because at village level everything is interlinked. Now, if one talks about ownership of land, one will also talk about the incidence of tenancy. One will also talk about the rent that is being paid in respect of the land. Then one will talk about the productivity, incidence of irrigation, then how much of fertilizers or inputs that you require. So all these things come to the fore. And just today I was reading in the newspaper, there was an article in the ET that the government is thinking in terms of a new fertilizer policy, and the imports last year had gone up to more than 5.5 million tons. Now the question is that still, if you see, you will frequently come across photographs on newspapers that farmers being cane charged or lathi charged because they have gone to demand the fertilizers, and that is not there in the stores. Now the question is that from where is this planning come? And that is an integral part of this data management system, that they